Are we live? Are we live? What is good? What's good, everybody? If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Okay. I'm letting everybody know on Insta that we're going live. I want everybody to catch this free masterclass while you guys can. There's something for everybody up in here. What's good? How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Yours. I'm seeing a lot of yours. I'm seeing a lot of rich risings. I'm seeing a lot of grand risings. I feel like a pastry rising in the oven. You heard? What's good? I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm gathering the girls, gathering the boys, gathering the peoples. Um, okay. So, y'all, thank you so much for your patience. I'm so excited to be connecting with you guys live again. Yo, it is 5:12 p.m. in the late afternoon, early evening here in South Africa. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more of the sun. If not, we have the lights, okay? I think it's morning for a lot of you guys. Um, in the Americas or wherever you guys are at. I'm so happy to connect with you. You know, when I had the idea or when a spirit gave me the download to offer this masterclass, I did not realize that it would be in conjunction or aligned timing with the new moon in Taurus. I think it's coming up in 2 days. So I'm excited because when we have a culmination of astrological beneficial energy, we're doing our own inner work, we're doing the energy work. That's more added support from behind the scenes. I feel yeah, okay. So this is so good. This is so good. All right. So for those that are new to my page, welcome. I'm your girl Tatiana Tarot. My life's work is based on providing people of the diaspora spiritual wellness tools, spiritual development tools to uplevel your life in every area of your life, to remind you of the birthrights we've been given through our ancestral lineage, our gifts, our powers, our magic, and to utilize this in a very proactive, productive, and efficient way to thrive. As it is, again, our birthright to do that, whether it be financially, whether it be romantically, whether it be spiritually, whether it be creatively. I'm providing you with the tools to do that. And so today, I wanted to give you guys some support to my community. I know everything has been really chaotic and worrisome, to say the least, with the presidential elections. And that is the least of our concern, really, with everything that's going on globally, with the climate changes, with the injustice, women and children all around the world. I wanted to give you guys a couple of tools that have been helping me um, to cope, to hone in on what sort of rights and privileges I have in this current timeline, how I can utilize and anchor and leverage the gifts that I have or awaken that so that I can be of best service to myself. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of anybody else? To my family, to my community, to the world, right? And how to do that through using these woo-woo tools, right? How do we actually hone in on meditation, ancestral veneration, intuitive development, energy work, to see progressive change and progress in our own lives and thus the collective lives, right? So, what you'll be getting today, the premise of this free masterclass, what you'll be getting today is how to um, contact, channel, gain insight from your ancestral allies. We're going to be working with our highest elevated ancestral allies, whether it be this current timeline from your current lineages that you know from your mama and your daddy. You may not know those ancestors, it's okay. We'll be working with them and future ancestors, those in 40, 32 that you've never met that are still anchored to your lineage and have a lot of wisdom to share for us. So there's a bit of Afrofuturism in here. There is a bit of connecting with and honing in with your current lineage. And then I'll also be teaching you guys something that I like to teach a lot of people in my courses, a lot of my students in my regular membership is the fundamentals or a basic 3-step, 4-step um, uh, guiding point to clearing your energy field, learning how to clear your energy field. And when I say clearing your energy field, we don't have to be as the fanatic about it. We don't have to be obsessed about it where you're clearing it every 5 seconds. But it is a resonance, and it's an intuitive knowing of, oh, I feel really anxious. I feel off in my body. I feel overwhelmed from everything that I'm reading, everything that I'm picking up from friends and family, from strangers. And I feel like I need to cleanse my vessel energetically. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So you're releasing other people's energies, fears, anxieties, worries, other people's programmings. It might not even be in relation to what's going on globally. It could be like, there's no dating here. There's nobody worthy to be dating. Nobody's gonna want to court me. The dating is a cesspool, or there's no money to be made. We're in a recession, therefore I can't advance in my career. And things that people are collectively gathering as collective truth that may be the truth for a selective amount of people, but it's not the truth for everybody. It's not the universal truth. Source is infinite. And so I'm going to teach you how to let go of any external energies that are not yours, how to program your energy field so that it is more your authentic vibes, what is in alignment with you. Um, and I'm going to show you a couple of techniques on reality creation, honing in on your desires, how to work through the manifestation and the conjuring of those desires, witnessing any resistance or opposition that you may subconsciously have, old programming in relation to those desires, creating new programming, a new software program that is going to be more supportive and more conducive to you calling in those desires. How to celebrate yourself so you close the gap between where you're at and where you want to be. So you're celebrating, you're witnessing the abundance in lifetime. Instead of waiting, you're seeing actively around this is working and this is in favor to that desire. And every second and every step and every day, I'm one more step closer to my desire. Right? We'll be doing that. And I think that's about it. Because if you guys know me, I like to blab a lot. I like to share a lot. I like to teach a lot. And so I think that's 3 tools that are handy for you guys at this time. If you're watching this late, or if you cannot finish watching this, a lot of you guys have signed up for the free masterclass. And so you will be getting a replay. And if you guys are just watching this and you have not signed up for any reason, or your somebody is giving you the link, I'm giving you the link here now. Can we pin this? Yeah, we can. I'm giving you the link here now. That's where you can get the replay. That's where you can watch the meditations or the tutorials. I know it's early. A lot of us got to be at work. Yaka yaka. Okay. So what you'll be needing, I want us to first work on I wanted us to first work on clearing our vessel, learning how to clear our vessels, learning how to fill our vessels with our authentic energy. We will then check in, okay, and see how we feel before and after, and then pivot to our desire work, and then pivot to ancestral veneration work. Okay. So, Saba 1049-3, anybody taking notes, willing to share. You will have the replay to this, so you can take your time and take notes, or there might be a transcript available with the latest YouTube that's going on, or captions or something like that. I don't know. I know you can get that through Zoom. I would not be surprised if you can get that through YouTube. Things are going to be beneficial for you. A journal, you're going to want a journal. You're going to want a pen that's working. We're going to write a lot, okay? You're going to want a quiet space, some water or refreshing beverage. Okay. Aboye Bushi She, Ralisa. Thank you so much, Tracy. Oreo. Oh, yay. Oh, my beautiful ATR practitioners, ADR practitioners, showing you guys so much love. Okay, so let's get started. All right, we're gonna first do an energy exercise. If you know me, then you guys probably have done this before. If you've taken any of my courses, if you've done any of my work in my Possess Your Spirit monthly membership, that is a self-paced, self-study membership where periodically I'll drop master classes, tutorials, guided meditations, group healing sessions. And a lot of the premise of that work is what we're doing now. Okay, self-liberation, ancestral veneration, tapping into our gifts, tapping into our magic in our timelines, our ancient timelines, bringing it out, bringing it online now so we can use it, we can leverage in this current timeline. Okay, and so you'll be familiar with something called the spirit to spirit technique. All right, is about 3 4 steps. All right, and this technique is going to essentially be the foundation to you opening yourself up to the spirit world or multi dimensions, opening yourself up to the grace of source so that you can be channeling, receiving information, receiving guidance from the highest of good. Okay, sending healing, receiving healing from the highest of good in a protective and clear space. Everything that you receive under the spirit to spirit method, it's like self-guided. You're guiding yourself, you're accessing the source with yourself and co-creating with source and your guides. And so I will say this, with any of my work, with the writing work, with the channeling work, this is all channeling work, this is all timeline work, this is all Afrofuturism work, Afro-diasporic futurism work. It's all multidimensional work. So I will say, be easy on yourself. Okay, this is not performative. You have nothing to prove to yourself. You have nothing to prove to anybody. It works. It works already. It's already supporting you. Okay. Little do we know that when we're doing a quick journal exercise, that's undoing a lot of the trauma, a lot of the energy clearing, energy healing that we're looking to have. It's already being done in the moment through those exercises. And so if you don't receive anything, if you don't see anything, if you're not getting anything, if you're comparing yourself to other people that are like, I'm seeing all these vivid colors and I saw my great, 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 great grandma, it is okay. Let it go. Trust that the work is working and that you will receive guidance when you need to receive it. Okay, we just relax and we surrender and we really try to embody this feminine quality of the art of receiving. Okay, that is all this magic and intuitive and psychic work is opening yourself up to receive and not trying so hard to get a download, but just letting it drop in and also trusting what you're getting, because most of the time we are getting valuable information. It's so minute, it's so quick, it's so subtle that we automatically disregard it. Right? We're just like, oh, that can't be, or it's yeah, I can't really actually have these gifts. It's not possible. It's not me. Who am I? So we get freaked out. So I would just say that you guys are beautifully supported by this energy that we're about to call in, the energy of source, creator, and all of your helper elevated guides. You're being supported by me. You're being supported by this online community now, and whoever watches this in the future. Okay. And again, this is going to be one moment in time. I would highly, highly encourage you guys to do this practice when you feel like you need to do it. I personally do it every day in the morning and in the evening. Or whenever I feel like I need to do it, when it was like, oh my God, I'm picking up on things, I know this is not my energy, I'm going to cleanse or I'm going to connect, and I'm just going to center myself and just get guidance, right? And it's just reprogramming you, it's retraining you. So I'm going to start some music in the background, okay? And it is going to help guide us into this space of receptivity and openness. All right, my loves. So, vámonos. Let me see. Yes. Again, for anybody who is just coming in, we are doing our first practice, teaching you guys the spirit to spirit technique, how to cleanse your energy field, how to program your energy field with your own authentic energy, and anything else you would want to experience for that day or timeline. Can you guys hear me now? There's only one person that's saying they can't hear. Okay, so if you're not getting the music, we'll dim it down. Can you hear me now? Okay, awesome. So you don't have to do this with your eyes closed. If you want to, it definitely helps. The goal ultimately is to be able to connect, drop in, call forth these energies and these beneficial energetic healings with your eyes open whenever you need to access it. Yeah. Some of you guys may feel guided to put your hand on your chest, a hand on your womb or pelvis. Take a couple of deep, yummy, juicy breaths at your own pace and bring your awareness into your body. We want to, for step one, just bring our awareness back into our inner vessel, our inner temples, our inner worlds. Just gently notice how you're feeling in this moment. Softly notice if you are holding tension in your body. And breathe into that tension with the intention to soften up and bring more relaxation into your vessel. Gently notice how your feet feel, your legs, your thighs, your pelvis, womb, torso, shoulders, the back of your neck, your head, and allowing this tension to just surrender on downward, in and through your feet into the center of the earth. Breathing in more space and more softness into your body. And our first cue, while we're dropped in, is to access and get a sense of the area in your body, which is a God portal. I call it the God portal. My mentor calls it the God spot. It is the seed of the divine that lives within you. It is a portal where you access Source, God, Creator, the All, Olodumare, Allah, whatever you want to call it, Goddess, in your body. And I want you to just trust where you're being guided to and sink into this space. It's filled with potential, possibilities. It connects you to all things. Get a sense of what this feels like for you now. Any sensations, any colors, just with curiosity and no judgment. Now, from this space, this God portal, in and through this portal, as if you're going inside a tunnel of this God portal, I want you to place the intention in there to connect with your own soul, your own spirit that is authentically you. We often consult our guides, our ancestors, forgetting that we are our own higher intelligence as well. So simply through intention, acknowledge the power of who you are. And with another intention, step 3 is to acknowledge all of your benevolent helper guides. We're simply going to set the intention to call forth to these elevated guides in and through that God portal that is a bridge connecting you to all of Source's wonders. And in this space, just quickly get a sense of who's coming out for you, what's coming out for you. If it's ancestors, if it's intergalactic beings, if it's animals, it could just be a knowing, it could be a vision, it could be audibly receiving information. Just open up. Maybe it's nothing at all. It's okay. You're just feeling supported. Beautiful. For the sake of us being on this call together, let us now connect to everyone's elevated guides and everyone's higher spirits. It's just a simple acknowledgement of I see you, I feel you, we're in community here. Lovely. One of our last steps in and through this God portal is make that connection and intention to just acknowledge Source. Some of us may have a name for Source, some of us may have a symbol, a color, a feeling. things are instant. You don't have to work for it. The minute that you're even thinking about deciding to set the intention, Source is 20 steps ahead of you connected. So now we're going to utilize something that is called universal streams of grace. This is a light that scientifically casts no shadow. We have many beneficial lights in this realm and in other realms. Some of that may be known as Reiki healing, X-ray lights, etc., etc. This is universal streams. Let us call down these streams of grace and infinite love directly from Source in and through our God portal, and allow these streams to now emanate from you, through you, having no limitations. These streams can travel through all time, space, and dimensions, healing the past, adjusting the present, anchoring in the future, while simultaneously performing for our highest good. It is like the intelligence of Source and that sort of power and that light that we're calling in that is our birthright to call in. So I want you to take a moment to sense and set the intention. It's already doing this. But just so that you know how to do it in the future, set the intention to have these universal streams cleanse and clear gently all of your energy fields. We have many layers. We have many different energy centers. That is a whole class in the course in and of itself. But for now, get a sense on maybe what's being cleansed, what's being cleared, what's being brought in, what's being healed. If you guys feel you have cords, you can ask your God spot in your guides. Are there cords binding me to anything or anyone? Is my field holding on to anybody's energies that are not authentically mine? We allow the universal streams to cleanse these things. You sit back, you receive, trusting that the work is working, and also noticing anything that may be shifting for you emotionally, sensually. If there's any information that needs to be brought forth to you, just open yourself to receive that information from your guides. And now I want you, still connected to your God portal, to call in a specific stream of light and healing that is unique to you. Everyone has one that is exclusive and unique to them. We will call this personal streams. Set the intention, ask your guides, ask source, send personal streams into your energy field. We're now locking in your field with your authentic energy, your authentic divine blueprint. And this is serving to protect your energy. Take up more space of your own energy field with proper energetic boundaries so you're less susceptible to picking things up from other people. We're asking that only one personal stream come in. Personal streams make things happen pretty rapidly, and sometimes it can be a little jolting to the body. We're working with subtle energy, invisible energy to the eyes. And again, you want to take a moment and just notice what is different, what is happening in your body. If you're getting any more information regarding the energy work you just did, and we're going to gently close up for this quick session by asking the universal streams to provide us with more love, abundance, grounding, and anything else you want to add. You take this moment to add into your energy field. I always love to ask the divine, drop in anything that I need, that I don't even know that I need. And I witness the rest of the day what happens. It's always something beautiful. Thanking your own spirit and your guides and source. Bring yourself now back to this present moment, which you are very present. Bring yourself back now to what's happening. Take a moment to take a drink. That is a quick, I showed you a long explanation, but the more you do it, the quicker you can just jump in, request, feel. Sometimes I'm not even present to feel the shifts. I just program it, tell my guides, this is what I want. This is the energy. Boom, 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 boom. You can also use these streams of grace to cleanse an environment, to set up your field before going to bed, to ask your guides, I'm about to go to bed. Teach me what I need to know in a loving way. Give me a prophetic dream or an answer to this. Show me, I don't know, a past life. You can really just dive in and work with dream work, dream magic, energy work in variety of ways. So these are just some ways I'm giving you ideas. But if you feel pulled and anchored to the collective grid of sorrow, of fear, of anxiety, of worry, which is justified. There's a lot of that happening. We want to be catalyzed by this, but we don't want to be frozen by it and immobilized where we can't move forward in our own lives and continue with our purpose and our calling, which is part of the grand scheme of healing everything, right? And so if you notice yourself locked in, triggered, take a moment for yourself. Reclaim your energy. It doesn't even have to be with what's going on in the world. It could be a past lover, something that happened in your childhood, something that the energy is still there, or you're noticing, oh, I'm acting like this. That's not me. That's my mom. That's my ex. That's my grandma's trauma. That's not me. I'm going to jump in, ask these streams, clear it, feel it. Sometimes it's easier for us to process things when we write it down. Sometimes it takes people enough adequate practice to train to trust themselves that they're going to be able to feel it on the go. So, whatever method works for you is what works for you. I do everything. I like to write myself down. I like to talk out loud as I just did to you guys. Sometimes I am a little bit too heady. It's too much energy up in the higher chakras, and it's too logical, and I can't drop into feeling. So when I can't drop into feeling, I distract myself by self-guiding myself in a meditation. Where's my heart space? How does that feel? What's the information am I getting? Am I getting this? Da 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 da. Sia, my angel. So this meditation music is something that I've purchased. It's licensed audio from a website. I don't remember. I used it like a year or two ago in Bali. But you can purchase licensed audio um, online. I think you just Google licensed audio. A lot of creators on YouTube use it for their videos. You can't use commercial mainstream music. It will knock off the video because we don't own the rights, right? And so when you purchase licensed music, you own the rights to that. You can use it in your videos, you can use it in your content without having your content be taken down or sued for copyright infringement or whatever. So these are some meditational tracks that don't have a title or a name because now I own them, but there are hundreds upon thousands of meditational tracks you can purchase. I've used these tracks to record the guided meditations you guys can find in Possess Your Spirit membership, timeline jumps, meeting your ancestors, wealth, prosperity, love conjuring meditations, Akashic record meditations, and so forth, and so on. So that might be helpful for you. I just want to check in with you guys. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? That's the first question. Let me know in the chat room. We will then pivot to reality creation, focusing on our desires. Feeling relaxed. Did you guys get any information from this subtle energy? Oh, damn, I never posted this. Subtle energy practice. Any information where it's like, oh, my right foot's tingling. I know that's in relation to maybe receiving some sort of financial abundance in 3 weeks, or my left eye is twitching. I can't stop sneezing. I know I'm releasing something from my childhood when I was 3. That's sort of embodied, um, claircognitive, empathic, sentient type of information. So people are saying, feeling so calm, a lot of goosebumps, feels like my body is running through electricity, very tingly. I feel very hot, child. Every time I do this work, it's like burning up. I hear the birds chirping. Source told me to do my hair, and I giggled so hard the way it came up. Listen, all of these are cues. You may not know in the long run why you're getting that guidance. Source might be like, you need to do your hair because you're about to meet somebody important, or doing your hair in change amplifies your vibration, which now makes you a match for whatever desire you've been wanting to call in. Oh no, if you have a headache, drink some water. Okay. Energy work for those that are very sensitive can have a lot of visceral reactions. That is normal. Drink water, take a break if need be. We won't be doing any more energy work in that sense for the rest of the day. But now you have the tools to be able to do it yourself and to play and to experiment with that. Okay. Lots of automatic writing, heart chakra healing, money, saw lots of green. Spirit guides always talk to me through birds. Same. Didn't see many images and colors, just felt and stretched in my body. That's fine, Stephanie. I'm the same way. Most of the time, I don't see images or colors and things like that. Um, I just have a knowing. I'm very clear cognizant. So that is just you don't receive anything. You just know. It's like faith. You just know certain things. Um, and so I can tell when I'm feeling like if I'm getting burnt up, I automatically know, yes, my physical body is burning up, but I know that that is also metaphor for me burning something in my timeline, clearing something, healing something of my past, burning an old cord, an old um, soul contract. And so this may, as you practice, as you get more aware of your internal world and the energies that influence it, and you play with this, you will build up your own vocabulary. You will build up your own awareness as to what these things mean. And again, it's not always, sometimes we sneeze. Not every time our ears ring, we're getting a message from spirit. But sometimes in doing a lot of this energy work, it does mean these things. So just you can always drop in your heart. Does this mean something? Does this not mean something? Do I got a message? No, no, it's okay. Sometimes the message won't come out till much, much later. You saw the chariot, chartreuse green. I've read about that color before. It's like a very wealthy, elegant color. I love this. Um, heart, solar plexus, butterflies, white lights. Wow, you guys, yeah. Mm. Does your claircognizance ever feel physical in your head space? Do you mean like, do I feel a physical energy in my head space through my knowing? No, I want to say my claircognizance actually comes more through my heart and in my gut than my head or my third eye. I think this varies from person to person. I also think that that is not the standard how you're receiving information and through what body parts and what energy vessels, aka energy centers, chakras, can change contingent on your personal development or what centers you're focusing on, what are stronger at that time, how your guides want to communicate with you, so on and so forth. Um, you know how a lot of us, when we talk through the chakra, or most of the time, actually, we talk through the headspace. We're logically thinking, we're thinking. And that's why a lot of healers or somatic workers, energy workers will say, try focusing on speaking through your heart without logically thinking what you're going to say or allowing your ego to guide. What is the heart channeling in the moment? What are you picking up on other people's fields? The heart is also has coherent wavelengths that are like as parallel as the brain. So it has its own field of intelligence that a lot of scientists argue, quantum scientists argue, is more intelligent than the brain. It has more of a capacity to read energy, to receive information. But the way that we receive information automatically is like logically, when we can be getting chills and goosebumps and things like that, and just knowings and gut sensations that are also psychic impressions, right? Sacred geometry. uh, a told to. So a lot of you guys, through this simple information, you're getting guidance already. So I love this. Keep practicing with it. Even if you're not getting something that you feel is valuable, everything is valuable. The work is working. The beauty of these energy practices or these streams, the universal and the personal, is yes, we're not able to see it, but as you can tell, as we've proven, you're able to feel it. And it is coming from the intelligence of source. It's coming from source's infinite love and grace. These streams latch onto you like benevolent entities, and they continue to work behind the scenes on whatever theme you program the intention to be. Okay, so today we programmed it with cleansing our energy, letting go of energy that's not ours, and also calling in energy that is authentically ours, calling in more abundance, calling in more peace, more grounding, more wealth, and our own authentic imprint from the divine. That was our intention today. So that's what the streams are going to keep on doing for the duration of your day, duration of the week, until they dissipate. You can call them back in for the same thing. You can call them back in for another situation. If you have a problem you need to solve, drop into your heart, do the spirit to spirit, call in the streams of grace, and then see if you get information on that problem or have the streams work on that problem in your 3D reality. Have the streams work on that energy and see what happens moment to moment, day by day. Okay. But this is something that you can't use it too much. It's not possible to use it too much, right? It's at your disposal. It's a toolkit. You can use it as many times as you want for whatever you want. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let's pivot to our journals. We're going to be working on anchoring in our desires. All right. And reality or creation is what they're telling me. So, step one, anchoring desires, reality creation. We can use this as a practice for calling in more of what we want, more of what we want to experience in our reality. The premise to this work is that we're going to be focusing on our own reality. Okay? We we might want things for other people, but we do not have the right to control what is going to happen for other people. We can send them energy, we can hope for the best, but we are going to be working on our own reality, our own perception, because that is our lane for now. So, within the context of your own desires, if your own desire is, I want to call this experience into my timeline, I want to live in a world where I actually see more justice happening, more community healing, progression in education, rights for the underprivileged. I want to see, and so that's what we're going to be calling in. Is it going to happen globally? Hopefully at some point, but we're going to focus on your own per timeline of reality, what you can start seeing now through this work. Como se dice, in the context of what it is what it is that you want to call in, if you want to call in that example. Okay? So, again, this is something that I can really break down a lot in the spirit to spirit method, the cleansing of the energy fields, the working of the energy fields, the reading energy, protecting ourselves, sending out energy, healing, calling in abundance, channeling. A lot of this stuff is in my Possess Your Spirit membership. It is self-study. I also have a lot of courses on it. So that is, I could talk for days on that, as well as reality creation. But I've broken this down into a couple of steps on how you can focus from now to the end of the year, or even in 2025, when we're about to approach that time of year when we're doing our new year resolutions, We're assessing what has happened to us in every area of our life for 2024. And we're kind of creating the blueprint or the map for 2025. This is what I want to experience. These are my goals. These are my intentions. These are my desires. This is what I want to call in for this new year. So I'm going to give you a couple of steps that have helped me and process and do this work. First of all, I don't do this work all the time. I do this work when I feel tension in what I'm trying to call into my life and it not being here. Or I do this work when I feel deeply inspired and I want to call in more of the vibration of my desires. I want to actually be the vibration of my desires because quantum physics says factually cannot call something in unless you are a vibrational match to it. And so I'm going to teach you the ways to do that in a practical way other than just visualizing it or consistently clearing something, right? Okay, and so the first step I want to say in reality creation or conjuring your desires. Step one is clarify your desire with detail. Okay. I want you to clarify, I want you guys to think of a desire. And for some of us, we like to attach this desire with a realistic timeline. Okay, you want the desire to be realistic. Like if I were to be like, want to be, I want to be the president of the United States in 3089, and I've never had any sort of political background. I didn't go school to it. Like I'm not, I'm not a like that's not realistic, right? So you want to pick or focus on a desire that you feel in this timeline right now is feasible for you. You can get excited about it. Um, and again, it's not like if you're making, let's say, for example, you're making $20,000 a year and your desire is like, I want to be a millionaire. Beautiful, justifiable desire. Is it feasible right now? No. You probably want to focus on making $25,000 a year, right? 30,000, something that is like the next step, right? We're going to work step by step. We can't just go from here to like planet Mars. We have to kind of go up this invisible ladder until we reach that, right? That is why I call part of this a master class the process of up leveling, right? There's a glow up process, right? Just think about maybe how you were in your teens and the quality of people you were dating in your teens versus who you are now, what your preferences, belief systems are, how the quality of people you're dating now. I'm sure there's like leaps and bounds, right? Because you've learned, you've evolved. There's a process. Like you don't go from kindergarten to college in one leap, right? There's an educational step. So clarify your desire with detail. Let it be realistic, right? Realistic, but exciting. It should be exciting. It should be inspiring. It shouldn't be like the least of your goals, right? Um, and believe that you can achieve it, right? Okay, so I want you guys to take a moment to think about a desire that you want to call into your reality. Okay. And we can even give it a timeline. So I'm going to think of a desire. I think I'm going to give myself a timeline of what do I desire? It's okay. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna okay. So pick a desire, give it a timeline. If you want to write your desires, you can definitely let me know. If not, you can keep it to yourself and let me know what the timeline is. in the chat. No, everybody's too busy thinking right now. Everybody's too busy focusing on their desire. Okay, let's make it more tangible. Trust and believe yourself 1 month. What is an action or something that you can, because trust and believe is more of I desire this sensation. What is a physical manifestation that could be an embodiment of trusting and believing myself? Like, let's say, ooh, I'm going to study this style of dance, and in 1 month, I'm going to perform this publicly in a show where I get paid. And that is the epitome of me trusting and believing myself, because I'm going to give myself a month to learn this new style, to put myself out there, because you need something measurable. In reality, you're trusting and believing in yourself right now. You're trusting and believing in yourself to take this information, to be led and guided by me, to be led and guided by your own guides. So it's not so much of trust and believe, it's more like, how can I amplify my awareness of the moments when I am trusting and believing in myself? Because it's happening very often and you're just not aware of it. Finishing my dissertation proposal by this summer. Love it. It's okay if your desire is a little scary. That's actually good. It should be realistic, not too far fetched, but scary is good. Scary is giving us something to work with. 20,000. Okay, Kendra, love this. Let's call in something that is sooner. So maybe 100,000 per year by 2025. By when in 2025? Or maybe a quarter of that by March. Double my income in the next 6 months. That is doable. Desire is to create a business helping women achieve financial freedom through financial literacy and holistic wellness. Love that. Tiaja, I hope I said that not well. Um, what's your anchoring? When's your timeline with this? End of November. Oh, you're giving yourself now. Submitting my application for grad school. Give me something hearty. I feel like you can do that easily. Host creative circles virtually, in person, build up to retreats by 2026. I love this. Something sooner. I want to host my first creative circle virtually by Valentine's Day, February 2025, or something. Okay. 1 month, I'll be 90% settled in my new space. I sold my first commission art piece. That is doable. Higher paying job by February 1st. Doable. Doable. Okay. Find an aligned Reiki master to attune me. Are these goals and desires, are these desires something that you feel deep in your womb? Do you feel excited in your womb? Do you feel excited in your heart when you read these? Or are these more like on your to-do list? Like you deeply desire this with every fiber of your being. Yes, Kendra, yes, because you're about to expand your financial vibration, right? You're calling in money is just energy. So you're calling in more energy. But if you've got stale energy that is just sitting in your house, that's not being used, and your house is embodying symbolizing a temple of the riches and the wealth that you want to call in, but the temple's already filled up. You gotta, it's like God's trying to give you more blessings, but you're not using the blessings that you have already. You gotta cleanse the space, you gotta clear out. That is also a sign of up leveling. Sometimes when we feel the need to deeply cleanse and release, it happens maybe a couple of times a year. Maybe it's quarterly for me. I'll just get like an intuitive sense like I need to give clothes away. I need to give books away. I need to, donate things. And then before you know it, it's a massive, massive month for income or opportunities or ideas where I needed the space to be cleared in order to execute these ideas that is bringing in more wealth. So that is a sign that you're on the right track. Okay. So, Keisha, I would focus on the vision of your home, what type of environment, what type of mood and vibe you want this space to be in, and a timeline. This is exactly what I did when I moved to South Africa. I kind of did it. I've never been to South Africa before. I moved willy-nilly after a lot of guidance. I moved willy-nilly. I investigated some neighborhoods. I did a little bit of Airbnb here and there with my daughter. I didn't necessarily know where I wanted to end up, what the best place for me to end up was. I don't have people in this country. Now I do, but I didn't before. So what I did was focusing on, okay, I knew I wanted my space to have a luxurious feel. I wanted to be like luxurious, exclusive. The neighborhood, I wanted to be safe. I wanted to be close to my daughter's school. I want a lot of amenities to be nearby. I want the supermarket nearby, the gym nearby, the fun things to be nearby. I want to feel safe in my home. I want to feel wealthy in my home. I want the home to have a garden. I want the home to have a pool. I want the home to be even more affordable, that it exceeds my expectations. All of that stuff, right? I didn't know the neighborhood. And then also I gave myself a timeline. Okay, I want to move in. This time, me and Zaza, we were just like hopping from Airbnb. We just landed. So I was like, it's not going to take longer than 2 weeks. I can't do this for longer than 2 weeks. I'm giving myself a 2 week deadline. That's that. And I just kept on focusing on how I would feel in my home, paying my home, my rent, my landlords, spending time in my garden, the natural sunlight in my home, while taking proactive measures, while seeing neighborhoods, while being on the websites. And then I found my perfect match. Like, it wasn't even 2 weeks, it was like a week and a half later. This is something I would do every night before I went to bed, because it was just like we didn't really know what was going on in South Africa. So we would just go to bed kind of early. We were exhausted from traveling too. And I would just put on meditation music on YouTube, and I take 2 or 3 minutes, 10 minutes, spirit to spirit, streams of grace, guides, source. Boom, I'm dropping. These are my requests. This is what I want. Okay. I also want this neighborhood to be like not in, it's not like I'm living in Cape Town, baby. I want it to be central. I want it to be here and like in proximity. So I put those requirements, I visualize it, I felt how I wanted to live there. And then I would just automatically know this is a yes, this is a no, this is a yes, this is a no. There were moments as that those weeks, those days progressed where I got more and more anxious, especially when I would be seeing things that were similar to what I wanted, but weren't entirely the full list. And those things would be a test. Sometimes it'd be like the universe will be like, are you going to actually get that? And you're like settling. You're going to get that. You're settling. Or the offer would just drop and fall out of place, or it just wouldn't be available anymore. So then those would be moments of anxiety. It would be like, oh my God, this is not working, whatever. But then I would just do the work anyway, every night. And then in the morning, while I'm like shopping, grocery shopping, trying to figure out where things are in this country. And then it happened. And the irony, the wild thing is that when I applied for my dream place that I'm living in now, there was a lot of problems. My bank in the States wasn't working. They wanted extra papers and things, and it was a nightmare. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe this is not my place. But I got so many signs when I saw the place. So I don't know what's going on. And then the person that I was dealing with, the realtor, was like, I can't really help you. I'm so sorry. And then she did like a plot twist. She's like, but I know somebody else that can help you. So please contact him. Right. And so after I spoke to this new guy that was going to help me, he was like, wait a minute. Are you Tatiana Tarot? I've been watching your videos for so many years. I can't believe you moved to South Africa. So it was just this weird coincidence of me doing all this work every night, almost settling for something I didn't want, going through these tests, still having faith, only to be supported by source and my ancestors by this guy that's like, listen, forget this paperwork. I also moved here years ago. So I know how to not have to, I know the chaos that you're going through. And yeah, like I'm a fan, which is wild because he's not my demographic, he's not my market. I think he's like I don't know, when to say like a 40 something European year old guy. So I'm like, I can't believe you even watch my stuff. So that's just like a little side story to how this stuff can work. But we clarified our desires with details. We made it kind of realistic. We gave it a realistic time frame that's not too far out and not too crazy immediate, right? For me, I had no choice. I had to move. So I was like, 2 weeks, that's it. That's all I'm getting. Universe, I need you guys to do your thing. Right? So now my next step after that was identifying the core emotions. Okay. What are the core emotions of your desires? Some of you guys were like, I want to create this business. Traca, traca, tra. I want to call in a life partner. I want to generate 10 more $1,000 in my yearly income. What are you going to feel like when you have this? Gratitude probably is one of them. You want to go ahead and write down core emotions associated with your desire. Maybe you want to feel like a leader. You want to feel wealthy. You want to feel on purpose, purposeful. You want to feel mystically aligned. You want to feel sacred, or you want to feel soft. You want to feel supported. You want to feel easeful. You want to feel safe. Um, for me, I wanted to feel like a sigh of relief. I specifically said this to the universe. I'm gonna be seeing a lot of motherfucking houses and shit. I need to know when I walk into this place, I'm gonna know and I'm gonna see signs where it's like, that's my place. Because I'm a Virgo. I have a lot of anxiety. I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, is this the place? I don't know, this is the place. I don't know. No, I want y'all to make it easy for me, guys. So drop in those signs. So when I walk in, I know this is my place. And there were 3, 4 specific signs immediately when I walked in that were like, oh, why would you have that hanging on the wall? That is like an ancestral guide of mine. They had Muhammad Ali. Okay. I was like, that's a big guy for me and my dad. Like he's a big figure. I love this is like a big like this is special for me, right? In the garden, we had hibiscus. I was working a lot with art of sensuality. Hibiscus is a flower you use for sensual expansion, intimacy, love, growth, love magic, all the shit that I was working on, all the shit that I was like, love angels, love guys. Come on, hibiscus, kumquats. I didn't know what the fuck a kumquat was, but I was like, wow, this is beautiful. These are kumquats in the garden. I went to go look it up because Spirit is like, go look it up. It is a massive plants and fruit for prosperity in Asia and wealth. I was also working on energetics of opulence, right? I was like, I want this house to be a freaking manifestation of all the work I've been doing energetically. I wanted to be more luxurious. I wanted to step up from where I was living in the States in Bali. I want to always level up. Kumquats. I was like, that's a great sign. White roses. That is something I always give my ancestors as an offering. Boom. I said, okay, we got all these signs. Let's go. And the guy already knew me. So I knew like, this is my place. This is my home. It's a safe area. I loved it. Sahara loved it. She just went jumping up around. So, what are the feelings? What are the sensations associated with your desire? Maybe you want to feel synchronicity. You want to feel alignment. You want to feel magic. You want to feel hope. Go ahead and write that down. I'll give you guys a second. Are you guys all set with writing all that down? I want to feel peace. No, this is for me. Um okay. Are you guys all set? Yes. C. Oh, it's 11:11. Okay. Oh, Candy girl, you in alignment, boo. Whatever that means. But I love that we have that in common. Okay, babies. So when I get my desire, right? I write it down. I literally this is a book of manifestations. I have 7 freaking journals of it. This is all I do. This is part of my inner work because we all have desires. I desire a more healthy lifestyle. I desire more income. I desire more aligned friends. I desire more ideas for my business. I desire to feel more peace, whatever, right? We got those desires. We just want to be very clear on what that is. Okay. When I'm thinking about my desires, I think about what do I want to feel when I have this? Because it's not so much about the physical manifestation of it, it's the embodiment of the feeling that you really want. Right. And the thing that you have is like a metaphor for the feeling that you want. Okay. So for me, this house is like, I want to feel like a wealthy queen. I want to feel like the work I was doing like has paid off. Like I'm leveling up. Yes, it's my palace. Okay. It's my sacred temple. I told my spirits that I'd give them a bigger space for their shrines. Like, come on. And so that was the feeling of expansion, of wealth, of luxury, of softness, of femininity, right? So again, when you clarify your desires, what are the core emotions? Did I put that for number 2? Boom. Number 3. Number 3 is important because number 3 is basically shadow work on your desires. You're going to have a desire. It's going to feel good most of the time, but lurking underneath the abyss of your subconscious is a lot of conflicting old programming, belief systems, um, and subconscious energies that is an aspect of you blocking that thing in. So that thing, you set that desire out, it's already, universe is already working its thing, bringing the people together, bringing the circumstances, spirits is bringing everything together. But you have this little thing called tension, inner resistance, conflict. And it could be like the 3-year-old self that was like, well, I was told that money is bad. We never have any, or I'm not good enough. to put myself out there to sing, or you can't make money if you start a business, you're going to fail, or whatever. All of that is now playing in the background. And the universe is just like, okay, oh, you want this desire? That's great. Oh, what? But you feel like you're going to fail? Okay, we'll give you an experience where you're failing. Oh, what's this? Oh, here, you want that extra bonus? Here's that extra bonus. Oh, but you feel like money is evil. So here's an experience that you're going to have that is an embodiment of that. Right. And so what you want to do is write down the contrast of your desire, which means that what I'll do is sometimes I'll think about, is there anything that's coming up right now where it feels like, oh, I don't believe that this is possible for me. I don't believe I can achieve it. And sometimes it's no. Sometimes I don't logically find anything. But if I sit down and time myself and do free flow of consciousness with a timer and I just write, I just don't know where my money is going to come in. No one's really interested in my work. I'm really just tired. I'm not even inspired. That means I don't even freaking want to do this anymore. It's really not possible for me to find anything in this economic climate because we're all in a recession. Niggas ain't shit. Like whatever's coming down, you gotta put in, like, once you don't logically think about it, it will start streaming in, and you will have a list of your contrast, which is showing you the hidden beliefs, the hidden programming that is in opposition to your desires. We're not here to judge. We're not here to criticize ourselves. It's just like, oh, I'm observing this. This is interesting. I didn't know Tati actually believed in this stuff. I didn't know so and so believed in this stuff. It's not consciously playing in my mind, right? So once you have your contrast of desires, you're just going to acknowledge that. You don't have to go in and clear and cancel anything. If you want to, you can. If you want to experiment on why you have the origins of these resistances, that's great. We don't need to do that though. What we're going to do is we're going to cancel that out by creating a new program, a new software system that's much more updated, much more upgraded. Okay. It's going to be your new belief system. So create a new set of updated internal programming belief systems of what you're deciding on. Okay. You're going to create a list based off of the resistance and the opposition of what you just channeled. You're going to create a list of what you decide for yourself. Okay, this is great. This is the old me. This is what I was feeling and believing before. This is what I decide for myself now moving forward. I get to have this. I get to have this in the time frame that I want. I get to be spoiled by source and the guides. They get to do the heavy lifting. I don't have to figure things out. I just move with inspiration. I get to relax and rest while they give me the downloads to my next course, or I get to, chill out in the background while they tell me what to do with my unruly child or my ex or whatever, right? So you're going to write a new program, a new affirmations, a new declarations on what you're choosing to stick by to vibrationally moving forward, right? So you could be something like, the contract was like, the contrast of your desire could be like, there's not enough of this. Um, it's I gotta worry, it's gonna bring a lot of worry. The new beliefs could be something like, the universe lacks nothing. I am a child of the universe lives in me, therefore I lack nothing. Lack does not exist. There is only an abundance of lack if I choose to jump in to that timeline of the abundance of lack. There is an abundance of not being supported by the universe, but the universe lacks nothing. I decide to plug into the infinite abundance of the universe for myself, whatever, right? Right. So I want you to quickly just jot that down for yourself, maybe 2 or 3 new belief systems based on what has come up for you in terms of the resistance of your desire. Does that make sense for you guys? Let me know in the chat room. Like for one of my desires, I put lack of trust. I don't trust myself in this situation in receiving this desire. I don't trust the other person in uh, treating me the way that I deserve, whatever. This was like an underlying emotion. And one of my new beliefs is that every day God shows me how I am supported by the universe, how I trust myself. I'm always getting signs of how I trust myself every day. I'm deepening my trust with myself. Source will only support me with people that I can deeply trust. I am no longer in alignment with anything that I can't trust, is no longer in my field. I'm no longer a vibrational match to that. Yaka, yaka, yaka. To take it a step forward, I would proactively e- exercise, okay, how what are the things I did today that showed me that I can trust myself? Well, I told myself I would be going to the gym. Did I keep that commitment? Yes. Boom, one step closer to self trust. I told myself that I would sit down and rest. Did I do that? Yes. I trust myself to get up this morning, take my child to school, be a responsible mom. Did I do that? Yes. So sometimes you need to kind of scale it down and see the little things that you're taking for granted as proof and confirmation and celebration that you're one step closer to your desire. But we'll get into that in a second. So, did you guys finish number 4, which is creating a new programming for yourself? Mm, See? Yes. Okay, let's move on. Once you've created a new program of yourself, you can do one or two things. I would create a list of supporting action towards your desire. Supporting action. So you have anchored in your core emotions. You know how to recognize when any hidden emotions are coming up in opposition. You know your new set of laws and clarity of what you're deciding to be. I get to decide that I want to be this identity now. I am clear that the universe supports me. I'm clear that I'm going to get this. I'm clear with this. I'm clear that I'm no longer available for that, right? Supporting action, our next step would be things you fall upon to anchor in that core emotion of your desire, things that will support you, action steps that will support you, that remind you of the core emotion of your desire. So, s- right now we're feeling it. We're feeling our desires, right? What's going to happen tomorrow when you're stuck in traffic and you're feeling shitty? Then you're not going to feel so inspired about your desires, right? You're going to feel like you've fallen off track. That is normal. Have grace. You fall off track, that's fine. Something that can bring you on track is one, creating a playlist of the songs, the TV shows, the photos that anchor in the energy of your desire. Whether it's on Pinterest, right? A mood board, whether it's something you're creating like a screenshot for your phone or your computer, affirmations, like you can even program your phone to give you an alarm at 11:11, at 2:22, at 3:33, and it will have an affirmation. So you can write declarations of your desires at those sacred times. You can create a musical playlist again. So if it's like you want to feel safe in your new job that you're creating, in your new relationship, what's the song that reminds you of safety or it helps you anchor in safety? What's an activity that brings you into that space of safety? What's a TV show that maybe reminds you of what you're trying to manifest, right? And so have these dopamine toolkits on the side to fall onto when you notice that resistance rising in or these subconscious things, because they're going to come up, that's fine. You just exit out. Say, I see you. Congratulations, identity, old identity. I see you still wanting to come up. I acknowledge you, but this is the new program we have. Okay, we're overriding that old program. This is the new identity. And you anchor in and you foster that identity with things that remind you of your desire, remind you of the core emotions, vision boards, music boards, the clothing that you wear. Okay, when I'm trying to manifest for things, even the place here in South Africa, I was like, if I want a luxurious place, then it can't be the same energy of kind of like how I was living in Bali. So I need a different wardrobe, or I want to focus on what adds luxury to me. So maybe I'm going to focusing on my skincare that makes me feel luxurious or self massage, right? It may not be related to the house, but it is the sentiment and the feeling of luxury. So when I'm doing it, I can visualize or go through my heart spot and visualize the home, or just be like, I'm still creating this. I'm still in the reality of that. Does this make sense for you guys? Supporting actions can also be kicking with a close friend that is like going to be supportive, can give you ideas. Events, going to websites that invoke these feelings on you, right? Yeah. So Sarto Fumi, I want to feel safe in my body, community, and neighborhood everywhere I go. Maybe a supportive action could be, um, on YouTube, free somatic classes, somatic awareness, being aware of the things that trigger you when you don't feel safe, how to bring your awareness into your body, how to train your body to feel safe, how to regulate your nervous system. And a way you can do it for free is looking through free resources, YouTube, maybe reading a book on it, anchoring in one step closer to your desire, one step closer to your desire. Or your desire most likely will bring resources to you. Like now, I just gave you a suggestion, right? Somebody can suggest a book, a TV show. Maybe you'll find a random meditation on YouTube that is like removing all karmic timelines where you didn't feel safe or whatever, right? So that is segueing to my last step, which is what? Step number 5? What is it? Step number 5 is this: celebrating, witnessing your manifestations in real time. So, as soon as you put that desire out, universe is conspiring to bring you similar frequencies into your reality, okay? The reason why we get a mashup of things is because of that internal resistance, that tension, that opposition, where we're in our own way. But we're gonna be gentle, we're gonna be graceful, we're gonna be gracious about it. We're not gonna be, oh my God, I'm in my own way. We're just gonna notice, like, okay, you really have no power. I'm choosing this timeline where I have all the things I desire, where this is the energy that I want. And now I'm consciously witnessing day by day anything I can to celebrate that brings me one step closer to that desire. So it could be, Let's say somebody was like, I desire to do vision, whole circles, virtual circles, excuse me. I want to host virtual circles, right? Maybe you do self, let's say the next day is like you wake up and you're inspired for some ideas for your virtual circle, right? Boom. I celebrate that I'm getting inspiration and I'm moving one step in the direction of that virtual circle. Or to maybe you're meeting people serendipitously that have a need for the virtual circle. They have a need. They don't know about a virtual circle, but they're like, I really wish I was found a community of support and this is what I need to work on or whatever. And that's like the universe saying, like, here's a market, here's an idea, here's a person that would want to attend, right? Or maybe you do something personally where it's like, I'm taking care of myself, therefore I am expanding my vibration. I am being a vessel. I am preparing myself to service all these people in my virtual circle. Little things like that. Starting to see how your manifestation or the frequency of your desire is now showing up in your reality in different ways. Okay. Right? It might even be as something as minute as I notice that when I drink lemon tea and ginger tea, I have a lot more energy than drinking coffee, right? And I'm celebrating that tiny awareness because that extra boost of energy just gave me the inspiration to go to this breathwork class, right? And who knows, in the breathwork class, I met so and so, or I met somebody else that's already leading virtual circles. And that is just letting me know I'm one step closer to my desire because I'm already in the vibration of people doing this work. I'm in or involved, stepping in closer in doing this work myself. Yada, 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 yada. Does this make sense for you guys? I don't want you to only think about the celebrations in congruence with your desires. I want you to start framing your mindset where you're starting to see things that are not related that can be related. You know, I went to the gym and I want to be a teacher, right? Whatever. I'm celebrating myself for the discipline of going to the gym because I know I'm going to need that discipline in teaching numerous amounts of students and being an influence on them. Related. Does this make sense to you guys? Financial abundance. You may not have physical financial abundance here. Let's say next day somebody takes you out to dinner for free. That's a whole 50, 60, $80 that you didn't have to spend for yourself. I'm moving closer to my financial abundance and being more abundant in my life. Okay? That is timeline work. Without doing the meditations, that is timeline work. You're consciously choosing to jump from one reality to the next. I was in this reality where I'm only noticing lack. I'm consciously choosing jump into this reality where I'm starting to see, oh, I missed this in the news. There's advancement in the COVID vaccination or the AIDS vaccination. There's advancement, there's development with diabetes. There are people creating indigenous circles here, helping the indigenous, not for profit, like things like that. Doesn't mean you get to spiritually bypass what is actually happening in this timeline. You can be cognitive of that, but we're not stuck at the problem. We're starting to open up ourselves to see more solutions and to see what is actually functioning, what is what is what is working, and how can we align ourselves with more solutions versus problems, and getting one step closer to our desire. Okay, so I want you to do that daily with those steps and just focus on one desire at a time or two, the most. It's best to focus on one. Sometimes when you're doing this, more and more resistance comes up that you didn't notice before. and just be like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know I had a fear of uh public speaking and whatever. This is what I choose to embody. And this is the feeling of how I choose to embody that. Sometimes when I wear these clothes, it gets me in that feeling. Sometimes when I eat these foods, it gets me in that feeling. When I call this friend, when I go to that event, when I watch this show, when I listen to the song, when I watch this mood board, it gets me closer to that feeling. So we still want to jump into the vibration that is one step closer to our desire, little by little. Okay, angels. Does that make sense? Give me a yes in the chat room. So I want you to use this Afrofuturistic manifestation tool to envision a new world for yourself and your family and your community. One step closer. Yes, we know the horrids are horrible. We know. That is not the only timeline that exists, though. I want to see more of you guys co-creating your reality, more of you guys stepping into your power, more virtual circles of healing, more healers. I received this download. My ancient grandma had this recipe where she was mixing this ointment with this ointment and it helped. And I'm teaching you now, guys, how to do the ointment at home for whatever, for anxiety, for you know what's really good with some of this stuff? Social media, if you use it proactively, especially TikTok. TikTok is the land of information. What? Castor oil in your belly button? What? Gua sha? What? Adaptogens, nootropics? What? Like this stretch for sciatica? Like all this stuff is like, wow, my God, I like great vibes. One step closer to your desire. Come on, anchor it in. Okay. So now let's get into the flow of consciousness. I know this is going to be longer than 2 hours, but this is our last segment and this is going to be recorded. This is going to be for, this is not going to be posted in Possess Your Spirit, whatever. It's just a gift for me. You guys can watch it whenever, whenever, whenever. I hope there isn't a timeline for this. I hope I can be live for as long as I can. Okay, so my flow of consciousness practice is an integration between subtle energy work. The spirit to spirit method I showed you at the beginning of this video. If you guys don't know and you're just tuning in, don't worry about it. I will lead you through the steps, okay? So we start with the spirit to spirit method to open ourselves up to divine guidance, but also to hold the intention to move ourselves out of the way. And what the flow of consciousness is, it's a free automatic writing exercise. Okay. But we're not putting any limitations on us. Only it will be timed. Why is it timed? Because one, we want some sort of parameter, we want some boundary. We don't just want to write endlessly, and we don't want to get stuck into a monotonous thinking logically where it's like, what do I write? What do I write? I'm 12 minutes and what do I write? Right? We're just gonna flow. All right. And if you get nothing, you get nothing. It's okay. You do it again the next day. Right. Sometimes I do the flow of consciousness and I don't really get shit. I just get impulses and guidance in other areas that are not writing. And then I will write about that. So it's like maybe I open myself up spirit to spirit. I'm intending to do flow of consciousness, and my guides through the streams of consciousness, through the streams of grace, are showing me like, no, we're working through this. We got to go through this timeline. You have this intergalactic Pleiadian. The other day, I was intending to freaking write to God. That's what I usually do. I write to source. I got a freaking Pleiadian, an alien. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gad because I never really consciously work with them. But listen, they read me to filth, the information they got, and then they were doing energy work. The other time, I tried to just intend to do it with source. I got two different ancestors. I got paternal ancestors. So it's like my grandfathers on both my maternal and paternal lineage were both coming out to be like, hey, girl, pause, right? And so sometimes you can open yourself up to be like, whatever is going to happen is whatever is going to happen, but know that it's for your highest good. Okay. I don't like to put parameters or limitations. I just give myself a timeline um, because it's just fun and exciting that way. So, in this segment, we're just going to consult the ancestral allies, all right? And we're going to start with our future ancestors. So I want you on a clean page of paper. That's not clean. You might want to put consulting the ancestral allies, um, future ancestors. Okay. Number one. Let's check back inside of our bodies, going into that God spot, going into that divine portal that lives within our vessel. I want you to get a sense of where it is now. If you guys are connected, you guys are connected. Some of you guys have done this already in the beginning of the video. Reconnect to that space. For those that are just tuning in, reconnect to that space. Beautiful. In and through your God portal now. Set the intention. Say your to your higher self. Your to your spirit, your soul. I see you. Hello. I feel you. Hello. I'm acknowledging you in and through my God portal. So good. Next step, calling forth intentionally all of your elevated guides. We're calling forth all of your elevated guides, not just the ones that you know, the ones that are going to help you in this moment, the ones that you don't know, it's the ones that you would never imagine coming out, just as long as they're benevolent and elevated. You're calling them through. And last but not least, connect to source. Source. I see you. I feel you. I'm just making the intention to connect. Now let's call through ener- I said energetic streams are great. It doesn't even matter. It does not matter what you freaking call it. You can make up your own term for it. Source knows what you're calling down. So universal streams of grace, absolute light, the God juju, whatever you want to call it, just have it come through. All right. And now I'll give this moment, this mic to you guys for you to set whatever intentions you want in and through your God spot and direct this light. Okay. And the first question, again, this segment is going to be to your future ancestors starting off first. This is for us to get clarity on what the hell is happening right now, okay? Because we are in pivotal times, eh? So the first question, why did I incarnate during this time specifically? What impact will I leave on these times and towards my own lineage? What impact will I leave on this world? Impact doesn't have to be big. You can freaking, your work can touch one person, your smile can touch one person, your words with a stranger at a bus stop. That could be your life's work, right? We don't have to make it like, oh, this person's going to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Um, okay. So I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to time this for 5 minutes. Okay. I'm going to time this for 5 minutes. And I want you to empty your mind, drop into your heart, and let your heart's words guide you. We're asking our future ancestors. Okay? Source knows no limits. There's no such thing as time. We're all interconnected, past, present, future. You can connect to any sort of consciousness. Future timeline, ancestors for our highest timeline. And when you're ready, you can start. I'll let you know when you're done. We're working on question 1. Three minutes and 30 seconds left. Less than a minute left. Okay, angels, you can stop. Okay, you can stop. How was that for you guys? Quick check-in. Ooh-wee. And don't hesitate to revisit this exercise with longer time at another time. Sometimes people will do a free flow of consciousness, nothing comes up. Sometimes they'll do it a couple of days later, then it's like boom, water floods. Okay? Or sometimes another question will trigger. So let's see if this question will trigger. Setting up for 5 minutes. Again, question number 2 will be, what spiritual gifts, talents are coming online for me? Meaning, shit that you've had, maybe you haven't used, things that you don't even know that you can do. Boom, they're coming online specifically for this time or at this time for me to specifically use at this time. And how do I begin actively implementing them in my life? Using them daily. Okay. What spiritual gifts, talents are coming online for me to specifically use at this time? How do I begin to actively implement them in my life using them daily? Yeah. 5 minutes. Let's go. Coño, where's the music? My bad, y'all. Less than 2 minutes left. Ten seconds. And time is up. How did that feel for you guys? I'm going to post question 3. I know we're going to be running a little bit over time, not by much. Or my standard is 2 hours. So, but you guys can always watch the recording if you need to come back. Stephanie, I invite you to revisit this question again with longer time. Random as words. I hope that's good. I don't know. Sometimes, so what I'm getting, sometimes we need to, for lack of a better word, verbally vomit for us to get the downloads. So much in the brain. I don't know if you've ever seen some well-known mediums who choose not to just channel on the spot when they're talking to someone who has crossed over, but they'll draw, they'll draw. It's like they're doodling, and it helps them trance out. And then all of a sudden, out of that doodling, will come a photo or like information. I feel like maybe that might be for you. You had to get some things out before getting more clarity. Doing this while work, Diane. So that's what I was worried about. I wanted to, it's very hard living in South Africa, aligning times with my the majority of my audience is obviously from the States, right? I've lived around the world now, but a lot of you guys are from the States. So I do try to make it so that most of you can catch it at a reasonable hour. It's just not feasible for me. Like, reasonable for you guys would probably be like 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And that's like crack of dawn for me over here. And I'm still Mamiana on the ones and twos. So I was like, if this is going to be recorded, y'all can catch the recording. My mentor was like, just put it out. They're going to be doing it at work. She was right. I was like, nobody's going to be. How can you do this energy work at work? But y'all are gangsters. I sure as hell, when I was working for people, I sure was hell doing everything but what I was supposed to be doing, okay? Period. What you mean I gotta attend this front desk? I'm doing my website, bitch. Like, what you mean? Don't do that. I'm kidding. Focus on your job. Get paid, especially in this climate. Don't jeopardize your job. All right. Um. Anyway. Oh, Livon, sending you so much love. Our queen of queens, the healer of healers, is with us right now. Oshun, daughter of the finest. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see all of you guys. Oh my God, I need to do this every week just to kiki. Lord. But let's pivot. Let's pivot to the third question. We're gonna have um we're gonna have a couple more questions after that. I'm gonna make it, but I'm just give you this frame point for you to use in the future, whatever, or at least give you an idea as to how you can be framing these questions to your guides, to your ancestors, to source, whatever. These are just some basic questions that I channeled for you guys the other day. Okay, but I want this to let it be like a ping in your brain, like, what else can I ask? Okay. So the next question is going to be to your future ancestors. We're still connected, streams are still rolling in. What is the most valuable advice I can integrate, implement in my life from y'all, from your future ancestors, y'all living in 2,000 generations from now, whatever, knowing that what you know, what's going to happen? What is the most valuable advice I can integrate, implement in my life right now so that I can thrive in every area of my life? I'm going to repost this for you guys. I posted it a little bit earlier. Here you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Yes. 12:12. Is it 12:12 for you guys? Yes. Oh, I love how we're all community here. Y'all know Lavon. Show us some love. Yes, indeed. Okay, so posting the question right there. Putting 5 minutes up on the clock. Again, addressing this in your heart spot, in your God spot, to your future ancestors. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. To your future ancestors. Lord Jesus, that wouldn't have been good. You don't need to know who they are. Maybe they're going to reveal themselves to you through the writing. Just hold space. Okay. 5 minutes on the clock. And so we go. 5 minutes. Oh, wait. Hold on. Pause. Yeah, 5 minutes is on. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. 5 seconds left. This music is so creepy in a good way, though. Okay. My whole hearts. I love how everybody's kicking in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is going to be the last question to our future ancestors. Then we're going to pivot to our current ancestors. A couple of questions for them, and then we're good to go. Okay. So, for those that are tuning in, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? You done missed a lot, but it's okay because we're going to have all the prompts and the timestamps, all of the things by tomorrow. By the time is like 10 a.m. or whatever tomorrow, we should have it up. Okay? So don't fret. If you need to skip to a section, you want to learn how to clear your energy, you want to learn how to conjure reality. The word reality foreplay just came to me. So maybe that's a thing. Reality foreplay, you know, do that or talk to your ancestral allies. You will be able to choose. We'll put this timestamps for you. Last question to your future ancestors. Where is my ancestral timeline headed with my current actions? What are my next steps to uplevel myself and my lineage? This could be something simple as like, bitch, brush your teeth, do your face exercises daily. You're taking care of yourself, that's Gucci. It could be something more elaborate, like they give you an idea for a book. They give you an idea. They inspire you to blog your life. It doesn't always have to be revolutionary or as some sort of activism, or let our little steps of self-care, self-preservation be an echo of inspiration out to other people. Okay. So number 4, where is my ancestral timeline headed with my current actions? And what are my next steps to uplevel myself and my lineage? When I say uplevel, is kind of like what I was describing before with the desires of reality foreplay, desire exercise. What is the next level of fill in the blank? I've reached this plateau or this minimum in my spiritual pursuit, my financial pursuit, my romantic pursuit. My bare minimum is drawing this in. What is the next level? So you can even tweak that question and be like, what are my next steps in my creative endeavors, my career, uh, parenting, romance, sensual care, self care, health, whatever. Or you could just leave it general. Okay. Putting 5 minutes on the clock and let's go. 1 minute left. All right, my angels, 1 minute is up. How are you feeling with that prompt? That was the last of our future ancestor prompts. Let me know in the chat room. Are you guys alive? They're alive. They're living. Yo. Let me ask you guys a question. Would you like to continue with current ancestors, or would you just like the prompts so you can self-study yourself? Not a problem. Okay. Oh, some of us want to continue. Some of us want to self-study. So, um, let me put those questions down. Okay. Listen, if you guys want to self-study, you can absolutely have more of these classes, more of these tutorials, more in-depth personal meditations that you can download on the go, or do group healing classes, or join live classes on my Possess Your Spirit membership platform. It is a self-study platform. I do offer a lot of these live classes from time to time so we can build community and whatnot. And let me just put that resource for you here in case you want to know where to work more with me one-on-one. Okay. For those that want to continue, it's okay, girl, baby. If you hungry, you need to go. But those want to continue, it's okay. It's going to be like 30 more minutes, if that. Okay. 5 minutes for each prompt. We've got 3 prompts for our current ancestors. So, we are pivoting to current ancestors. Anybody that wants to do it live in community, you can receive the replay this in your email and watch it at a future time. You guys are so welcome. You're welcome, Sia. Yes, girl, your ancestors are yelling at you. I hope not. I hope they're more gracious. Okay, so here we go. Current ancestors. Going back into your God spot, going back into your portal. I want you now to just reconnect quickly to your higher self, your elevated guides, source. You guys already know how to do this. And then calling in the streams of grace. And now we're specifically now reaching out to our current ancestors in this timeline. Ancestors that you know directly stem from your maternal and paternal lineage. Okay? Yes, Jonay, I am opening up a new course. So, pause. If you guys want more one-on-one tutorials on how to work with your current ancestors, future ancestors, receive guidance, tangible guidance like what I just showed you today, learning how to clear any epigenetic trauma, s- awaken your timelines, elevate guides. I have a course for you. It's on sale. It is launching on Friday, and you will get the information for that course by signing up for this masterclass. So if you guys signed up for it, you're going to get the information for that. If you're just tuning in and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't sign up for anything. You can get the replay to this video and information on that course by signing up here. Okay. Now, for those of you guys that are still connected with me for current ancestors, okay, here is your first prompt. We're putting 5 minutes on the clock. Shout out to Mavis Beacon on the ones and twos, because I would not be who I am without you, period. Come on, look at my type game. Okay, so this is the first question to our current ancestors. All right. What is the main habit and belief I must release to progress personally and to elevate my lineage? And now we're focusing now. We're not focusing in 4032 or whatever. We're focusing now, putting 5 minutes on the clock for you. Okay. Actually, let's make it 4 minutes because I know some of us are short on time. 4 minutes is ample time, and then we can carry on if need be. Okay. And we start. Less than 2 minutes left. We're going to just immediately, while we're in the mood, pivot to that second question. We have one more question after it, and that's it. Our second question. Some of us, if not all of us, we're all creative geniuses in our own way. We just don't know how to release what is being channeled for us. So now we're going to ask, what is the next creative project? It can be something that you want to monetize or not. It doesn't have to be that, but it is a creative endeavor, a manifestation that wants to come out through you, a, something that you're channeling from the divine, whether you know it or not. What is the next creative project, divine channeling, that I've agreed to come through to me? Okay. What is the next thing on the queue that I should focus on? You may have agreed in your soul contract to do a myriad of things. What is the next thing for the betterment of humanity and your own lineage that you are to channel at this time? Okay, it doesn't have to be a freaking grand work of art. It could be a piece of poem. It could be a prayer. It could be a recipe that you're modifying, so on and so forth. Putting 4 minutes on the clock. All right, let's begin. Less than 2 minutes left. 10 seconds. That is the music stops. Hello. How are you guys feeling from that last question? We have one more question left. You guys are warriors, troopers. Amazing. What sort of insights were you given? I'm curious because this is going to help the progression of humanity. Don't underestimate what you've been given as well. That's another cosita I'm getting for you guys. Oh no, Nubian, not triggered. Yes. Nubian, you can also in your own time ask for supportive steps to work through that trigger, or that you can even ask your guides, elevated ancestors, source, what do I need to do to trust that this is possible? Going into spirit to spirit, show me that it is possible. Demand it. Clarify that. And then send that out through the streams of grace. Very quick and succinct answer on something I've been procrastinating on. Lots of confirmation of things I've already known. Need to trust. Yeah, I think a lot of us, the theme is trust, which is something that I spoke on earlier, right? So you guys can, when I have all of these timestamps put in tomorrow, my time, not some your time, whatever. When I have them, you can revisit these concepts and these discussions that we've had, because I think trust is coming up a lot. For how do I trust myself? How do I trust I can do it? How do I trust it's going to be successful? How am I going to trust it is going to work out for me? How do I trust my intuition? All of these things, yeah. So I gave you some tips on how to do that earlier. That's a big thing that's been coming up in my own personal work. So it's great that you're mirroring this back to me, you guys. Kids book that you've been sitting on, find an illustrator, get that published. Danielle, ask them to find an illustrator for you and to bring that for you. Song came out of me, painting. Okay, beautiful. Let's take this last questions, the very last question to your current ancestors. Okay, 4 minutes on the clock, and then we can kiki after for those that want to stay. Hold on, we're 4 minutes. And we begin. This is the question. Psych. Let's not begin. Let's start that over because I didn't even tell you the question. The question is, how can I connect and receive more guidance from you and any other elevated guides easily? So you're asking your current ancestors. This is under the premise or the idea that you don't even know anything about ancestral veneration. You don't know how to connect. So, to the current ancestors that you're talking to, how do I connect, receive more guidance from you easily? 4 minutes on the clock. Let's begin. Okay, we're stopping, y'all. 4 minutes are up. All right, so that is the last of our prompts overall. That's amazing work we did today. That's amazing work we did today. I hope you guys are feeling more clarity and more in alignment with the timeline and the reality of what you wish to see. And I hope you're going home with some tools to fine tune into that, make that shift happen more easily. Okay, this is gonna be up. You don't gotta worry about it. Um, I will be releasing my course. You have access to a course if you want to learn more and more about this and implementing this sort of work in every area of your life, and just absolutely using this tool as a support system, not only through these times, as you can tell, we've done it for these current timelines and future timelines. It is a I don't even know what the word for it is. It passes me now, but it is a highly supportive course for any spiritual level that you are on. Specifically for those that are just beginners that don't know how to work with their ancestors, that don't know how to communicate with the spirit world, that don't know how to recognize the cues in their bodies. Everything that we did from setting up our energy field, clearing up our energy field, setting up our desires, recognizing our resistance and opposition to those desires, clarifying that, celebrating ourselves, and in doing the channeling work. All of this is included in this Beyond the Veil course. We'll be dropping this very shortly. If you have signed up for the link of this masterclass, you will get more information on that. Course is on sale. You will be getting a 30-day trial to my Possess Your Spirit membership that has more work on what we've done today more in depth. So if you're looking for more self-guided meditations, more prompts, learn how to open your Akashic records, learn ancestral veneration, divination practice and studies. We do all of that in my self-study membership. But the course is something that you will have for lifetime access. And the course is something that you will learn how to gain intimate connection with your ancestors. Even reading ancestral tarot, if you don't even know how to read tarot, I will teach you this in your course, how to talk to your ancestors using tarot through water, through fire, how to recognize your intuitive gifts and hone in on that to get practical, real life advice on your next steps for everything. This is what I have used to advance and excel in my own life from the wee days of me living in upstate New York or in Brooklyn, trying to scale this business as a professional dancer, as my full time job, and this business being a side job, to moving to New Orleans, meeting my then husband, having Sahara, then navigating the realms of a divorce, trauma, being a mom, a single mom, COVID, scaling my business, I'm pivoting from one-on-one readings to courses and more things, channeling things. All of this I've done through ancestral work. Nothing that you need to get initiated to, nothing that you need to earn your rights to. Everyone has a birthright to your ancestral um, magic, so to speak, right? And learning how to clear and how to hone in, clear the trauma in your epigenetic ancestral lineage, but also to hone in on the magic and the powers and the blessings that your ancestors have for you. We hear so much about clearing and healing, clearing and healing. Now's the time that we're like, fuck it. We are in savage mode. We're in reclaiming. We're in remembering. We're in knowing that that's it. Like, this is us. This is our birthright. This is our power. This is our fuel. We're powerful. We're autonomous. We're going to use this to progress. I'm going to use this to thrive. Right. And so you'll get more information for that in this link here. Again, it's pinned up there. Actually, I'll post it up here again in a second. Give me 1 second. I think it's pinned up there, if I'm not mistaken. Espérate un segundo, coño. But you'll get it if you have signed up for the masterclass. This has been an absolute pleasure. If you guys want to take the time to kiki with one another, exchange information, okay, you can do that in the aftermath. But yes, we have almost 3 hours of material. All right. Freebie, I wanted to give you guys something in the midst of what's going on for you to take home and actually use. One of the last things I wanted to say that I did mention is building a spiritual practice, a sustainable spiritual practice. So I can only speak for myself and what works for me. I'm a person that changes fast. I can't commit to something all the way. I lose interest. So it's like, oh, if I have to go to the gym every day at 7 in the morning, do this routine, I'm not. Certain days I'm gonna want to go at 8. Certain days I'm gonna want to go at 3. I'm gonna want to just do Pilates. I'm just gonna want to do a walk, a dance. It's just different. I'm very multi-dimensional in that sense. So I need to keep it on my toes. What I do so I can commit to something consistently is not raise the bar for myself. I lower the bar. So one thing I can do is sit down for at least 5 to 10 motherfucking minutes and do a spirit to spirit or do a flow of consciousness daily or every other day. Doesn't have to be daily. You pick something once a week, every day, twice a week, 3 times a week. You will do something like this practice. You will talk to source, or you will talk to your ancestors, or you will talk to a specific guide for whatever. If I have a specific question or a predicament that I need resolved in my life, I will present it in that free flow of consciousness. If not, I will just show up for what wants to show up. I will just be like, okay, What is it that you need to let me know at this time? And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, sometimes I'm intending to speak to God. I'll speak to a guide that's like intergalactic. Sometimes I'm intending to speak to God and I'll speak to an ancestor that I don't normally speak to, or I will be introduced to it's been ancestors, like I said. It's been spirit guides that are working with me a little bit more in depth, the eagle, the snake, paternal grandfathers, things like that. So sit down, just commit 5 to 10 minutes. That's something that we can do. And I would suggest that we do it in the beginning of our day, before our day starts, or the end of the night before we go to bed. Okay. And if you can do a spirit to spirit practice, cleanse. You don't have to cleanse your aura every day. Like once you've cleansed and filled it in with your own energy, you could do it like once a week or when you feel like you need to do it. But I would suggest that you play with the spirit to spirit method in sending out intentions through the heart space and starting to heal yourself or dig deeper to any shadow issues and healing yourself through the heart space and getting information through that. Again, there's more tutorials on that in my Possess Your Spirit membership or on my new course that's coming out Friday. I'm gonna let you know it's an ancestral course. It's an ancestral course not only for beginners, for any sort of level, but it is a fundamental course to any other of my courses and tutorials that's going to be absolutely helpful during this time. Okay, so I'm sending you guys all the love. Thank you so much for rocking with me for nearly 3 hours. Y'all the best. Ciao. I gotta do a marathon of these teachings. I'm sending you all the love, peace, and pay attention to your emails. Okay, bye.